Yeah, great. I'm hooked up on Pink Panther wafers, yet the Pink Panther. So I guess that's our shit product placement. Come on, focus, man. There we go, almost in focus. Pink Panther wafers, and there he is, the Rinky Dink Panther, as we all know him. Man, they don't show that shit on TV anymore. Yeah, anyway. And yeah, the wafers are nearly finished, so I guess we better do something useful with our newly acquired skills of reviewing games by my standards. Now, Ollie and Lisa is a game I wanted to play. It's difficult to play a game that you know you're not going to know how to play without actually seeing a video of it. So I don't want to see the actual C64 graphics. I know this game was quite well liked on the ZX Spectrum, and on the instructions here it says 1986 conversion by Paul Johnson. So here's the whole business with the game as far as the instructions go. Amongst the barren heights of rugged rocks of the Scottish Highlands, there is situated Shilmore Castle. I don't know if that's a real castle. The castle is under threat of being purchased and shipped stone by stone to America by Eugene Portcullis III Jr., a mega millionaire. Alarmed by this, Ollie and Lisa rush to help their friend Sir Humphrey, the castle ghost, who was somewhat upset by the prospect of forced emigration to the New World. Caffeine is working well here. Sir Humphrey decides that today, human beings are only scared by invisible ghosts. You must collect 8 ingredients for a potion to make the ghost of Shilmore Castle invisible and save the day. So basically it's a collect 'em up. I don't know if you have to solve any puzzles or anything. I'm going to guess it's a flip screen business sort of game engine going on here. It's not a great title page. Not great at all, actually. Probably put more effort into doing the colourful fonts than actually drawing a castle worth of shit, or lightning worth of shit, or sinister black silhouette of winter trees worth of shit. In fact, the only thing they got right is the path leading to the open castle door, which looks like a stream of diarrhea coming out of an anus with a match inside it. A lit match. Yeah, obviously I'm feeling time. I don't know why I'm doing this way. I think I might as well check out the full tape image, especially if it's a game I never play again. Now, there might be nothing wrong with this game if you're the kind of person who likes this kind of game, which is basically it says you have to find 8 ingredients to make the ghost of Shilmore Castle invisible, so the humans will be scared. Oh no, I just moved the camera, haven't we? And anyway, I'm not a big fan of games that are sort of, arcade adventures. I don't know what you'd call them actually. Basically, it's where you wander around many screens, usually fucking flip screen. I don't like flip screen games anyway. You have to collect stuff. Sometimes you have to like solve puzzles. Right, Ollie there, I don't know if you can make that out, looks suspiciously like the character from Trapdoor, but with longer legs. So David Hasselhoff version of, you know, the big blue thing in the Trapdoor, you know the one I'm talking about. Got no idea what Lisa is. No, I can't, without any kind of colour. And Sir Humphrey the Ghost actually looks very, very sad, but it looks actually quite nicely drawn. One, so I'll go over joystick. Okay, just to make sure, press return. Let's hope I've loaded the one that I did set the joystick to port 1. Yeah. So, hang on, let me take my reading glasses off. So it looks a bit funny because I think the backgrounds are high res. I'm pretty sure they are, but the sprites are not high res, well, except maybe the ghost up the top. So it's actually quite a nice game. How do you actually get out of the screen? Okay, that's a bit weird. I seem to have collected everything. Right, so you have to take the ingredients up to the top. So he's looking for a diamond, I think he said. Well, he looked like a diamond. Ah, there it is. Oh, bloody hell. This is why I don't like split screen games. So this game should not have ever been split screen. Ever. It was only split screen because it's a Spectrum game. So the game design incorporates Jesus Christ. Incorporates the hardware limitations of the Spectrum into the game engine design. Oh, fuck me. What's he have to have a massive square fucking head for? How many lives do you get anyway? That's just unreasonable difficulty. It's like it's already a pixel perfect jump straight away. There's no way to drop down or anything like that, I know that. And now the fix for the joystick is not working properly. Oh man, and I shortened the bloody things. No, I didn't want to do that. Jesus Christ, see? How many lives did it take me to sort that out? Now the other ones are going to be a bit easier to jump because they're not fucking square on the top. Good thing I made that in, isn't it? Ah, of course you die if you hit that low, do you? Yeah, of course you do. Look mate, I've got enough problems with the C64 microswitch joystick working against me. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't get why I've got unlimited lives. What's going on with that as well? Because I've loaded an original tape image here. So yeah, this is my prototype fix. So, you know, it don't really count. I need to buy a rubber washer and a metal washer. And a second nut, actually. See, I shouldn't be trying to fix the problems with the C64 full-size joystick while I'm playing it. Now the thing is, you will get used to when you're supposed to jump. Unfortunately, I'm not really sitting in the right place. And the TV is quite large, which actually makes it more difficult to play these kind of games. For me now, that my peripheral vision is fucked. Wow, you get like 30 lives or something. So this game really needs to be played on a decent joystick, like the zip stick. So that means I have to play it on a real C64. Yeah, maybe when the rubber washer arrives in the post, I don't know, mate. It's not a bad game though. Shame we didn't see more of the graphics. We saw 2 screens. Might have to come back to this one. But then again, he's sort of halfway between Manic Miner and Jet Set Willy. It is like an explore 'em, collect 'em up type flip screen bullshit type thing going on with that. Jet Set Willy, I mean. But also with the accurate jumping that you have to do from the almost the very start. It does remind me a bit of Manic Miner. That's quite a technical game. Although this is less forgiving, so. But you do get a hell of a lot of lives, which is a symptom of shit game design. But I probably would have played it actually, because it is a budget game. I mean, all the negative comments I've given so far are based on the fact that if it was a full price game, but this was like £2.50 or something, so a quarter of the price of a full price game. And there are worse full price games like this. I think it's better than Jet Set Willy in some ways. I don't know. The aspect ratio is not really correct, or is it? I'm not sure actually. We'll see what happens. Apparently this is a 4:3 screen, but no, the screen size this is 14:9. I don't think I can change things like that, but we'll see. Yeah, that looks more correct to me. There we go. What a fucking nightmare it was getting this to work. Anyway, more of a nightmare than lighting this stick. Anyway, let's check this out. I presume it's still loading. That's definitely one thing they need to put in there for C64 and VIC20 emulation. When the tape is actually being loaded in, you know, the virtual tape deck is going round and round, they should have an icon like when they're doing disk access. They should have a tape access icon, which they draw in the border actually in the top left corner. I don't know if it's fucking see, I had to download WinVice 2.4 to check the tap images, and I had to download the TOSEC to get this bloody game. It's not using all of the screen, but yeah, anyway. So we started out wanting to play Ollie and Lisa on the C64 by some weird down the rabbit hole kind of you know, search event. We ended up reading a bumper bundle of reviews for the C64 and the VIC20. I don't know what issue that's from because it's just in the extras directory for the Commodore user TOSEC. And we found Falcon Fighter by Interceptor being reviewed there, and then of course I've already like recorded a video of it half a decade or more ago of me playing it, but there's no comments obviously because I didn't have a camera then. So those are the meteors. So you don't get to shoot anything in front of you, you can only bomb things. See, I can't tell which is the fuel at the moment. Oh, right, okay. Now in the review it did say flicker free scrolling, it didn't say smooth scrolling. I think you have to collect ammo, which is bombs in this game, as well as fuel, but it doesn't show the ammo. Oh, actually it does show the ammo there. So that's interesting. Unwelcome, but interesting. Oh, fucking hell. But you know, unexpanded games on the VIC20 are notoriously shitty. And this is actually not bad. Oh, damn it, I missed the fuel there. At least we got one of the fuel dumps. Bloody roll up's gone out. Let's see if we can get another level though. Oh, bloody hell. Was that my last life? Yeah, it was. You know what? That's pretty damn good. But this is a version of Dominator that I had. So one level demo from Commodore User Magazine. And I think there's actually a game on the other side called Hyperactive, which I could never get to load. And then the side that had this demo on it stopped loading, and I've only got one of those tapes, because I don't have my original tape from back then. One I bought off eBay. Well, actually it came in a bundle of tapes with C64. This is one of the best tunes on the C64. It's not in the release version of Dominator, so the only people who got to hear this back then, crack throws aside, you know, people buying originals, it wasn't easy to get like copied games on tape, and there weren't many people in the UK with a disc drive, with a C64 who bought it to play games. You get the same loading picture though, which is actually quite nice. Now I remember this. I recorded this loading about 5 times, and each time I was increasing the bit rate for the emulator as it was creating the video capture. And I think I ended up with like a really massive file. It was like 1 gig. It was like 240p. Well, it wasn't. It's 384 by 273 or 272, whatever it is that Vice records. It records the borders, obviously. And that was fine. You couldn't see any artifacting at all because I converted it to an FLV myself, keeping the bitrate way higher than it usually is on YouTube. And then some cunt come along on fucking YouTube fucking suits department or bean counters and decided, right, all the 240p videos, you're going to have to compress them by 400%, save money. And the 360p videos as well, and the 480p videos were even reduced a bit, but it's okay because all the stuff people are watching and generating money for YouTube on fucking HD captures of that prick Justin Bieber or some shit like that. But yeah, my point is very few people have ever heard this game. It's one of the best tunes ever on the C64. It's in my top 3. Very funky. Let's see, in 1990, we played this in a nightclub. Not in the UK, no. Have to be like somewhere with lots of sun, sea and sand, you know, the kind of holiday atmosphere. It would have become a cult tune. It would have ended up coming out on vinyl. Don't know how they do that now, but there is that composer on the C64 called L-Man. He's released a cartridge you can plug into a real 64C or 128 that's got an 8580. Works on the 6581, but it's designed for the 8580. And you play it back on your real hardware. Hopefully your SID chip's not fucked, because that will affect the quality. But then there's the vinyl record that comes with it. Now, L-Man, who did the high score tune on BMX Kids, very nice ambient tune that is. Going to cut off any time now. Told you I recorded this loading many times, but I played it to death as well as a kid. I loaded this up all the time just to hear the music. The title screen music is not bad either, just not in the same quality. And the loading music they replaced on the release version is shit. Yeah, this is nice too. It's quite a short tune though. Yeah, matte grey, huh? Exactly. But yeah, the vinyl tune you get with that thing, C64 album on the cartridge, is actually really nice quality. Because he's kindly uploaded a video of that onto YouTube so you can hear it, the full album. So I think it's €40 or something if you want the vinyl record, and 30 if you just want the cartridge anyway. Where's my bloody cat? Oh, there he is. Right. I think this is the music on the title page on the release version. Is it joystick port 1, you reckon? Pressing the keys on the keyboard does nothing. Let's just pretend it's me playing this. So there's a lot of purple going on. There's the sprite for your ship, your spaceship is actually quite nice. But the background graphics are a bit shit, and that was actually the camera. Can't believe I recorded an hour there. We basically played fuck all. This is not playable. So yeah, it's the background graphics that would have made me think, although this bit looks nice. Not sure why they went with light red instead of orange, I don't know. Welcome to Mad Commodore. Yeah, anyway, we're not doing that. Right. I couldn't find the instructions for Knight Rider. And I do own that very expensive shit game for the C64. So a lot cheaper for the Spectrum. Don't know if that means it's better, or because they're less fussy about their games back then. I don't know. Or maybe there was just more Spectrum owners and more copies were sold. Who knows, mate? Right, the latest. Here we go, sir. There's quite a large directory. You must be patient. Right. Where is the ocean directory? There we go. So they are all in alphabetical order pretty much, except for the very end. And high-tech software, obviously. Hang on, was there no high-tech software up here? Yeah, no. So that's it. It was on the SD card, but it's in the wrong place. And there's quite a few things in there. So, thinking of Phileas Fogg by Zeppelin, bit of Knight Rider with cheats, but then again I might not do that. Special Agent by Firebird, and what, maybe we find something from High Tech. That isn't a platform game. Oh, I've never played Chevy Chase. Yeah, bollocks. That's what happens when you go outdoors in the winter without a jumper and you're not a teenager anymore. Only that last bit is important. The rest of it, no problem, mate. No problem at all. So it's time for the usual. Now I was supposed to be eating nothing for 2 days, but you know what? Bollocks to that. So yeah, I made myself a nice bit of all-in-one chicken curry and rice. From scratch, not the microwave, thank you. And the chicken was lovely because it was pre-roasted and pre-frozen by me. It's about the one thing my oven can manage, roasting the chicken quite nicely. If you buy nice chicken, yeah, it's good enough. So it just goes to prove, mate. No need for some £2,000 fucking oven that cleans your anus whilst doing your fucking roast potatoes or whatever the fuck millennials are buying. Even the cheapest regular gas oven will do you a nice roast dinners, mate. And nothing wrong with roast dinners in moderation. And everything's in moderation, because you can't go to the fucking shops because the fucking millennials are spreading the shit out of the virus. And the government's doing nothing about it. if you watch the news you think no one's doing anything wrong, and yet the traffic going in front of my house during this lockdown, mish, as my cyclist friend would say, mish me apparent lockdown, which means it's not actually a lockdown, because there's exactly the same number of traffic as fucking 2019 on any given day. Now, that's not 2019 when my road was closed. No, sir. That's just normal 2019, you know, cars going up and down the road. And they are cars, that's the thing. They're not like delivery trucks or Royal Mail trucks or anything like that, or even, you know, tradesmen's vans. I'm talking about cars, mate. All those shitty modern cars that drive like shit. But as long as they have, you know, Bluetooth and all that bullshit, and a fucking cheap fucking, you know, 9-inch tablet fucking super glued behind a hole in the dashboard, then apparently that's a good car. Apparently, mind you. I wouldn't even buy a brand new BMW, mate. Well, I can't afford one now. Maybe, yeah, actually maybe 2 decades ago, maybe on loan, but yeah, anyway, BMW 2 decades ago, they were still nice. They were just badly designed. They had too many design flaws, which means they're about as fucking, you know, unproblematic as your average 80s Italian, you know, normal car. I'm talking, you know, your regular Fiats and Alphas and all that. Not the ones with the V6 engine and all that bullshit, and no, just a regular, you know, saloon or hatchback. They have really stupid faults on them. Chevy Chase, oh, not Mr. Fox again. Yeah, that's about as high as that music deserves to go, I think, there. And if it's not obvious from the Manic Miner head torch shining in the massive plasma TV. Now I've come to a bit of a conclusion here. The best bet really for a plasma TV is well, it must be fed by a digital source. So if you're watching DVD, I'm talking connected, you know, from a PC via the HDMI port or something, or Xbox 360 again through the HDMI port. Not PS3 though. PS3 does some weird composite video simulation over HDMI for the DVD playback. From the built-in PS2 functionality of DVD playback, they didn't even fucking do their own. It's usually exactly the same routines, and they're not even coming out in this video quality. They're shit, actually. If you can get SCAR RGB on your plasma, you're fucked, because Sony disabled DVD playback over SCAR RGB, and very few modern TVs support S-video now. And even if they do, they can have a shit digitizer built in. So I just looked up at the screen when it went silent. So I thought, has it crashed? Yeah, so we'll check this out. Never played Chevy Chase. I am a fan of into the screen racing games on any computer. I'm not biased as long as it's been done well. No, that's not the one, mate. There it is. Now, how cold is the coffee? Fuck me, it must be cold in here because the coffee's pretty cold. Either that or we've had a UFO doing some local time dilation bullshit from Star Trek Star Trek. That's another thing I don't like, lack of high budget fucking sci-fi on the TV. I think Stargate Universe was probably the last one. Possibly even before that. Stargate Origins looks like it was made in my garden and a garden shed or two. So that's, nah, not garden, workshop. I'm not building a garden shed. So that's game right. So let's try different colours. I'm not Elvis, so I don't want a pink Cadillac. Some of the colour options are a bit. Let's go the Christine red. I think, yeah. Hang on. Music was a bit loud, but. I don't think I selected it in the train options. Could be wrong though. Okay, the graphics are weird because they're trying to simulate, you know, the angle of the car changing, but it's really only the rubbishly drawn windscreen and rear screen section at the top. But the road routine is actually not bad. See, if you had a road routine like this on Outrun, you'd actually be quite happy. Not so much with the sky. Someone needs to learn how to do raster bars. Well, they could actually be doing them, I don't know. But that digger in there looks fucking terrible. Ah, Lotus 2 bounced off the roadside objects. Oh yeah, I should probably try a bit of Pac-Man while smoking, but it's too late now. Halfway through the roll up, mate. But I'd have to use a zip stick with the suction cups for a fair test. Because if you're playing the arcade machine, you don't really need more than one hand to play that. So Pac-Man is a one-handed game. Make of that what you will. Actually, so is Miss Pac-Man, I suppose. Section 1 complete. The graphics don't really change. The cars are massive, a bit like that game on the Sharp X68000 I uploaded a video of, which is the only one that has Lotus 2 quality, you know, sprite scaling sort of effect. New tyres, new bumper, new injection. I think Nitro Boost will give us a bit of a thing in it. So our graphics have now changed. How do you activate Nitro Boost? Straight? Well, it's going at a fair old rate, the routine. So the game engine is actually not that bad at all. And the cars are okay, they're just too fucking big. And they're not that brilliant. There's a lot of black and white going on. So. But they are sprites, I can tell that the way they're overlaying on top of the roadside objects. So basically they're doing 2 cars at a time on screen with 4 sprites each. So it's the golden axe of racing games really, but so I'm sure it's a budget game. Section 2 complete now. You know what, I'm just going to be brutally honest. Anything less than the quality of Lotus 2 on the Amiga is really meh. There's no point playing games like this unless they're up to that sort of quality. Or I suppose you could lower the frame rate a bit to outrun on the Mega Drive, but that's about it, that's my limit. You're never going to have a great 8-bit racing game like this. There's always going to be a compromise, but I have to say, the roadside graphics are not brilliant, but they haven't actually done anything wrong. So, you know, the speed is fine, the size of the roadside objects is good, the update is good. You know, the road and the dirt either side of the road, or grass, whatever you want to. That's fine. It's not all one colour with just some stripes that you're driving in between. There must be cheats built into this game. So yeah, it annoyed me when there was a crack for some game by Mr. Fox. It was Purple Heart actually. And every time you go on the high score page, it's pre-typed in. You know, on the name entry bit, which you've got to use a joystick for, like an arcade machine, it's already got Mr. Fox typed out. I'm like, fuck off, mate. It's not you playing the game. And it's a real pain in the arse to change it back, so I'm going to find a different crack of Purple Heart and we'll come back to that. Hopefully Planet Emu won't fail me. Yeah, you know what, Game Base 64 is probably your last resort for getting these things. You know, if you're just going to download the odd thing, yeah, it's mostly for browsing on there with a bonus facility of being able to download some sort of image. And if it's nostalgia and you've got an SD to AC, you just don't waste your time. Go straight on somewhere else. c64.com, planetemu.net, csdb.dk. There's loads of other places. Wow, that was one level. Well, that's a terrible joy. Terrible. Like something I do with a designer's pencil by Activision, which I've got 2 copies of. Yeah, the yellow to orange really is too far of a stretch, so the dithering looks shit at the top. So, it's like the vanilla milkshake of, you know, into the screen racing games. I wouldn't mind if the sprites were smaller. In fact, I'd prefer it, but I do think that is actually regular resolution. The dithering on the car is about the same size as the chunkiness of the black lines on the edge of the grey tarmac road. So. Now, I used to smoke whilst driving. I don't do that anymore. I used to do it all the time. Window down, flick the ashes out of the car and get the filthy smell of the cigarettes out of the car. Unless you had a shit car like a Rover 200. I did have one of them. Rover 200 Mark 1. So it's kind of like Lotus with colouring input graphics and massive cars really, I mean, would I give the programmer a Twix bar? Yes. But the other Twix in the packet, fuel injection. I would not give to the graphic artist or whoever decided to have such massive cars. So potentially I get to keep both the Twix bars if the programmer decided that. There's just way too much gibbering going on here. It looks like something from fucking gem paint on an EGA Amstrad PC or something like that. Although EGA obviously is, I think, something like the Atari ST medium resolution or better. I don't know. I wonder if this ever came out on the Amiga now. That's just the thing, for browsing games on the 8-bits is quite good with downloading. So you've got CPC power for the Amstrad, Atari Mania for Atari ST and 8-bit stuff. Planet Emu doesn't have pictures or screenshots, so what's the Spectrum one called? I can't remember it offhand now. World of Spectrum, that's it, because there's also a World of Stuart as well, so I used to mix up the two. I used to call both WOS on forums and people like, what the hell are you talking about? And I'd be like, no, the Nemesis preview scandal from Sinclair User on the ZX Spectrum. That was on the World of Stuart. That was a really interesting article actually. It's almost, you could almost do like some 80s court drama send up of that story, really. Looking at the evidence. Your Honour, clearly in these screenshots here, this is not possible to replicate using the game engine of the released game. Objection. There's nothing wrong with this game. This is kind of a tough one. You know what a game that is actually 50% should get? But if you saw a game review and a game got like 5 out of 10, you'd never buy it. And you wouldn't even look forward to loading it up if you got it as a present. After seeing it got a 5 out of 10 review in your favourite magazine. Yeah, I don't know, what can you really, right. You know what, it is a 5 out of 10 game, but Mad Commodore 5 out of 10, which is a pass. If you got 50% in your O-level exams at school, that's a pass, mate. 49 is a D, D for dunce, as we used to say. You dunce, you've got a D in you. Yeah, anyway, hey. Not enough of that roll-up lift. Now really, if you're playing on a real C64, what you want is a bottle of Orangina, which no one fucking sells anymore, even though they were glass bottles. Maybe Orangina the company went bust, and someone bought them for peanuts, like Irving Gould did when he bought stock of Commodore, because Texas Instruments fucked Commodore. And that's why Jack Trammell with Moss Technology and Commodore absolutely arse-fucked to death Texas Instruments so badly that they had to leave the home computer market. But only after dumping all the stock they had of the TI-99 for like $50 or something ridiculous, which for those couple of months absolutely hammered the sales of the C64. But that's a bit like when the, is it the Balrog monster dragon thing from Lord of the Rings, when he swipes his tail, he's only got one tail, and pulls Gandalf down with him at the end there. I think that's in the Mines of Moria. That's actually my favourite bit because the way they've done it, it's like you know, a 4K isometric PC game written in the 90s, if such a thing was possible, which it wasn't. I made that up. A little bit of the Charlie Brooker in me coming out there. The lawyer said I couldn't successfully prove that he stole my personality, therefore I must not copy him. Yeah, anyway, I used to see that little pipsqueak all the time in the computer exchange. And it was pronounced Kex because one of the earliest stickers and carrier bags they had said something like, "There's nothing better than Kex." Doesn't CEX. Take it from me, that's what it was supposed to be. So, we were going to play Knight Rider, which I've forgotten all about, so we won't mention that again. I might play that off camera. I'm just really curious to see how playable it is if you take away, you know, like the damage and the time limits. It was on a disc on its own. Here we go. Oh, and the other one was High-Tech Soft, no, Zeppelin Games Phileas Fogg's Balloon Battle. Which actually I know what this looks like, because I checked out a quick video of that. So we have to go to Zeppelin Games now. No, I've got any coke left in here. Yeah, 2 drops, motherfucker. Yeah, Zeppelin. There we go. It's in here. I did check that on WinVice. I checked that it was in here. I didn't try running it. It comes up with nostalgia. Expect the worst and be prepared to be confirmed, as Zen would say on the Liberator. I've noticed a lot of toys of like spaceships from like, you know, early sci-fi TV shows, Space 1999 obviously. I'm just trying to think of other ones. Buck Rogers, the Starfighter, Colonial Viper from the original Battlestar Galactica. These are really expensive now. And if you wanted to do like your own bullshit low budget, i.e. 0 budget film with a Canon PowerShot 410S specifically, I'm just picking a camera model out by random there, it costs you a lot of money to buy like these models. And there's no point trying to do shit like that with tiny little corky models. Nice music out there. Better than the arcade machine. I said better. You'll probably get better sample playback out of a C64 than the built-in sample player of the Yamaha chip in the Mega Drive, I reckon. It's really shit. Especially by the time you get to the 2nd generation motherboards and beyond, where half the fucking treble is missing. Guess they took a leaf out of Commodore's book with the Amiga 500 there. Yeah, right, so level skip is an arrow back, and we'll do no for that. Infinite energy, no. Infinite bombs. If it's a tough but fair game, we can always come back. Gas, no. Invincibility, no. Right, space to go. Right. Okay, that's a bit weird. Don't be weird. So this would have been about £3. I don't know how you change the music. I'll press the function keys, but right, it's either M to change the music or S for sound effects. I wanted sound effects. There you go, press space for music for S effects. Right. Thank you. So it's worth the wait. Destroy 10 enemy snacks and land something, something, something. Right, where are the enemy snacks? That's what I don't get. Something's firing at me. Is it these things? There we go. So I sorted that out. So there's another thing there. So basically the wind is blowing you everywhere. I suppose it is giving you an indication with those angels in the corner of the screen. Who's bloody firing at me then? I'm sure I just got him. I'm sure it had the splat graphics on there, but who knows, mate. Ooh. So it's actually not a bad game. They're actually interlacing the colours there to get a nice peach Melba effect. Yet another brilliant ice cream from the 70s and 80s you can't get now. Along with Tutti Frutti. Really don't know what happened there. Right, so obviously you got to... I wonder if you can turn the wind off. You know what, if it wasn't for this idiotic control system, constantly blowing you all over the place, it might be a pretty good game. So it's the havoc of hot air balloon bombing games, really. Graphics are nice, sound effects are okay. Well, actually on Havoc they're amazing, but anyway. Oh yeah, and on Havoc they are amazing, the graphics, I have to say. They have very sneakily squeezed in some high-res isometric graphics with some pretty sneaky use of the, the 8x8 pixel grid for the character blocks. Looks really nice the way they've done that. Technically, you couldn't do it any better on the Atari ST. Technically, and you wouldn't have the scrolling that good anyway. So. Which is why a lot of people didn't buy the ST actually. It had a more shit sound chip than the C64, there's no argument about that. And yes, the screenshots would look much nicer, however they wouldn't move anywhere near as smoothly as on the Mad Commodore Bulletin 2000 VHS magazine reviews. So let's go back to Special Agent. It's too soon for a roll-up. Too soon. Wow. Technically it is a breakfast show because it's like, yeah, it's 3:10. Right then, Firebird, here we come. Pontiac Firebird Esprit is the, I believe that's the one. Is the one that Jim Rockford drives in the Rockford Files. I personally like the original Season 1 1974-75 model that they use there. Right now we have actually played Enlightenment. I'll play Special Agent, like I say. Technically I've only got 6 more cans of Cola Zero and another one in the fridge. But that's a 330ml can, not a 250ml can. And also some Pepsi Max, but I don't really care for Pepsi Max. And that tastes even more like chemicals than Coca-Cola Zero. Now, my little Twix bar. Because Chevy Chase was so 50-50, I get to have one Twix biscuit from the packet. By Danish Designs. 1986 it says there, and something else on there, so 89. Well, that looks very Apple II, and that's not a compliment. Space bar, of course. Right. I'm not reading this out. $75 to open. Space for the next page. Oh no, you have to search rooms and buildings, and I thought this was like elevator action. Bollocks. Let's get this over with. Now it might be an alright game, but I don't really know, because that means I've got to play it for ages. Want to load or reset the high score, reset. We're good to go, because the green light, green is go. Oh, if you're watching The Running Man, which I haven't seen for ages actually, green is clean and red is dead. Four colour graphics, lovely. The sprites are quite comical, I quite like them actually. Shame they put the sprites on top of such a hideously bright background. I can't even tell what colours they are. So there seems to be green, turquoise, light blue, blue, black and white. Well, that's interesting. They've managed to make a 6 or 7 colour screen look like a 4 colour screen. Why does it say get lost up there? I'm tempted. Well, I don't like this. Oh no, probably don't want to do that. That's nice animation, that is actually. But you got to remember, this wasn't actually coded up as a budget game. This is something someone bought. Okay, did he just search that door? Yeah, it must have. I'm guessing you can't jump over the platforms. Okay, so literally, whatever you got to do, you got to go around the entire game map, searching all these things. So it is like impossible mission. This is a dead end. So there's a limit to how far you can drop. scrolling takes ages to catch up with you. Ah no, that's bollocks. So it's not as good as Tom Cruise kind of action figure. It's faster if you jump. So there we go. So there we go. It's a bit, how'd you say? So, alright, at least you don't get crushed there. At least they don't respawn. Alright, see, we've done these ones, haven't we? It's the next level down. Ah, bollocks. At least you've got unlimited fire. That's something. Gotta be positive. Ah, crap. Come on. No, actually, I don't think there's a time limit as such. Well, I can't see one. So I can't search that one. See, it's very fussy about the doors. If you're going to force people to do this for the entire fucking game 4 times, because there's 4 buildings. Right, you've seen enough. It's programmed well. Graphics are actually not that bad. Palette choices for the background graphics are very iffy. The actual graphics themselves, nah, they're not bad. Perhaps a brick should be red or something. I don't know. It's not like I wanted to stop playing that, because potentially could actually be Knight Rider time now, although no, I don't think so. But yeah, speaking of Knight Rider, because that's an action TV show and you know it's all bollocks now, watching the Rockford Files on a projector is really nice actually, because there's nothing there that's like, you know, fantasy or whatever. Even the crap handling of the 70s cars they're all driving, that's authentic, and that's souped up. Yeah, anyway. However, I did notice when watching them on the plasma, they do have that silky smooth movement to them. It's really hard to describe that. There's something very weird going on with that. Is it Kingsoft Anurog then? Yes, it is. So look how many characters you can have there, and yet it truncates ones that I've got there less. Oh no, they're not in here, aren't they? I don't think there's an Anurog directory either. That's another thing I need to move on the card. Yeah, there's no, but there is assorted games apparently. Desert Dream SID file on top of that. What's he need then? 5-a-side. No! Alright, okay. I've either done them or I can't play them because I had them before. Obviously, so I can't remember where the Anurog stuff was. I think it's double X. Australians wouldn't give a double X for new games. They just get free old games pirated. No. Oh well, there's an Anurog directory. I think one of these had a game called Tom. Can't remember what Zyron is actually. Space Pilot's brilliant, and I'm sure I've uploaded that video. Yeah, so I suppose we could play the other Knight Rider from Ace Software. Oh, yeah, still half of a small tiny fun size bar to eat off twigs. So I think I'm going to do a bit more online shopping, but I did notice something funny about the substituted cat food that was sent as part of an online order. And because now you have to like say, okay, substitute, and of course the one they substitute is a cheaper version of the one you want. I've noticed that although it is cheaper, my cats need to be fed 4 times a day with that stuff, not 3. And there's nothing thrown away. So it's I suppose a bit like living off Chinese takeaway. You eat it, and then like, you know, half hour later you fancy another one. A bit like a roll up, innit? Which is wrong. You mustn't do that. Never smoke, ever. Even if you get to have sex with a fit girl, never smoke. Yeah, actually, so if I'd never smoked or drank, I probably would have lived to 100. Until coronavirus come along and fuck that calculation up anyway. But I haven't smoked. I haven't like regularly drunk alcohol, and by regularly I mean no more than like 3 times a year. And I mean, you know, not drinking a whole bottle once every, one whole bottle 3 times in 1 year. Nah, not like that. Just normal drink like with your meal, innit? So you've got Christmas, birthdays, other stuff, you know. Now, obviously I only really celebrate my parents' birthdays, but I don't usually drink with my Christmas dinner. I've only looked up at the screen just now and it's like, what the hell is that? That's obviously a game map. I'll be honest, there's no Hubbard tune there, but I can't see when this game came out. So it doesn't actually change. So it's gonna, is that what it loaded up with? Showing you the entire game map as soon as the game loads. Interesting idea. I probably should alternate it with a title page. These were early years, people would write anything in it. It's just like, it's a miracle anything got written for the VCS, let alone the technically amazing stuff like Space Invaders on the VCS, which is technically a stunning piece of coding for 1980 on such a system. And a few people even know the name of the programmer, but there is interviews with him talking, so you should definitely check them out on YouTube. He does look a bit like a comedy sidekick character. Like, I can't remember what comedy is from. I can visualise who I'm thinking of. I just can't remember. I think they're working in a fast food place. Ah, it's coming to America, isn't it? It's the chef. Fry cook or whatever. I think he's serving. You'll know the one I mean when you check out both videos. I noticed there's a new coming to America called Coming number 2, and then America, that's how they've decided to call it. And I suppose it's something to look forward to. I did like seeing Eddie Murphy with, what you would call it, what was that guy's name? Yeah, the instrument sounded a bit weird. Yeah, Eddie Murphy with comedians in cars getting coffee, obviously with Jerry Seinfeld. That was actually a really good episode. I really liked that. Can't even remember what the car is. Usually I remember what the cars are, and I can't remember who the people are. So I like the BMW 507. That is one hell of a beautiful car from any country at any time. And yet, you know, the BMW Z3, Z4, Z8, hell look fucking shit. So, where's the progress, I ask you, sir? Where's going on with all this shit? There's a load of bits in this shit. Oh, we'll just leave that there. Right. Won't be needing my reading glasses. We have a large TV. Now just start the game. Well, he is moving. I don't know if it's me doing that or not. Joystick port 1 could be quite an early game. Here we go. It's a bit like Fred, aka Roland on the ropes. But I don't know if it plays like that. So you can climb up there. When you press the fire button, something happens though. So you got some sort of gun. Why can't you go on that thing then? Alright. Okay, so I don't know why that killed me before. Oh crap. So that's what they're there for. Well, it's quite an interesting game actually. Jump controls are, you know, kind of like in the motion of 3/4 of a square, if you know what I mean. Look, so that's a bit rubbish. Now people say the +4 version is better, and the +4 does have hardware smooth scrolling facility identical to the C64. So yeah, I'll come back to that. That's an interesting game, and yeah, don't worry, I have waffled on a lot, but I've been investigating ways to do a fake, you know, VHS fast forward, well, more like Betamax. VHS fast forward is shit. Betamax fast forward effect from the VCR. So is it Night Rider time? Not really. Bollocks in joystick port 1, isn't it? Again, that needs to be changed, definitely. I did have an idea for another series actually, in air quotes of course, not really a series. Grow Up. Nothing on YouTube is remotely as good as good television. Just because TV is full of cheap shit now doesn't mean you've become television quality, which is what some people seem to think. Actually, Planet Attack by Scorpio Game World. It's a good memory test having all these games on the C64 on the SD card. Here we go, Scorpio Games World. Yeah, they didn't do a lot of games. I've got nearly all of them. I think Treadbear I haven't got. Possibly not Planet Attack. Now in the screenshots this looks like level 5 of Scramble with the Liberator. So I wonder why there was never a Blake 7 game, because that Terry Nation and his wife, they were quite open to receiving royalty checks from all kinds of things. Perhaps they were too controlling in the process of getting whatever they were asked to, you know, get the Blake 7 license attached to. I don't know. I definitely would have tried to come up with ideas for a Blake 7 game in the old Laser Basic days, but sadly I can't remember. So I do still remember writing a Blitz Bomber game from scratch on my C64 and finished just enough time left to switch the TV to, I think it was BBC 1 or BBC 2, and I think it was the Giant Spider Invasion. It's a 70s film. Nice blonde girl at the start, I think. I think it's called the Giant Spider Invasion. I bet that hasn't been remastered, for fuck's sake. And I did that after watching something with Fred Harris, and it wasn't Microlive or anything like that. It might have been Me and My Micro, and he was showing how to write a Blitz game using the ROM graphics on a completely different machine to the C64, so I actually adapted it. I was like, oh right, okay, I know how to do that on the C64, and off I went. And I still have a memory of the sound of the spacebar being mashed, so I must have checked the spacebar. Okay, I really need to see that title page for that long. Yeah, they've gone for the boulder dash effect there, as I like to call it, because that's the first time I saw that effect. I didn't even know how they did it back then. Joystick port 2? No, so it must be joystick port 1. No, it isn't joystick port 1. Okay, if in doubt, press the function key. F1 is pause then, is it? No, F1 is crash. Apparently it's got a button press for crash. Right.